I'm going to go to Sister Claudia. Sister Claudia Reyes is the founder of Halal Tacos, and part of the reason why we featured her is that there's a movement of halal Mexican food happening, but if you look into it in a deeper way, 99.9% of the founders of those companies are not Mexican, and they are not companies that are from their historical background. And and that happens in food a lot, but not at that level, right? And so Sister Claudia brings with her taco and her birria, and you'd be blessed to try it, inshallah, one day, maybe during Ramadan. Yeah, you guys can talk about your gathering for the ladies tomorrow night. But so, Sister Claudia, talk to us about your work, and your work has a deeper meaning also with the work that you were doing at the U.S.-Mexico border, the work you're doing to think about Islam in the Americas, and even the term El Halal is spelled X-A-L-A-L, and that's taking from the Nahwa, the indigenous Mexican language, where it has the same sound as the Ha in Arabic.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Claudia. Well, I already got an introduction. And Dustin is my husband.
Full disclosure.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot to talk about, you know. I think there is, yes, my love. There is 3 things that motivate me and us as a family to start the El Halal Tacos. And not many people know about it, besides our love for tacos, obviously, and for good food, Mexican food, and to make it halal and make it available for our community. You know, at some point, I got tired of going to this same Mediterranean place over and over and over for all these events. But that's not the point, right? The first thing was my work with the asylum seekers, refugees, immigrants, and migrants throughout the borders from all Latin America to the States. And what I mean by this is that I've been translating, ensuring, and working with different organizations to making sure that every Muslim or any other migrant and immigrant that crosses Latin America makes their way safe to the States. That is a work that I've been doing for over 10 years. And it's very hard to ask people for money. So we said, why don't we start a business that's gonna provide the money in a halal way, El Halal Tacos, to help our communities and all these people in need to make their way safe to where they are supposed to be. That was one of the why I started the taco business. The second one was because I'm pursuing my master's in educations in Islamic studies, and I'm not eligible for any student loans, and I don't want money from the from the States. I don't want blood money. So it is expensive. Education is expensive, so that's another why I started the business, right? There is many things, but I think the one that I can talk more about is the helping asylum seekers and refugees, whether they're Muslims or not, but the Muslims specifically, because I understand that many Muslims coming from different countries don't speak the language. And many Muslims that I know, that I've met at the borders, besides of not speaking the language, they don't have anybody to connect there through Latin America. That they know the culture, that they know their religion, that they know their needs. So people reach out to me and they tell me, you know someone in Colombia, you know someone in El Salvador, I have a Muslim here, I have a Muslim there, I have a Muslim that's traveling with her kids by herself. So yeah, we started the taco business to pay for the expenses of this community, to be able to send them to a safe place, because I, as a Mexican, I know that there's many issues in Latin America. Violence is one of them. And when it comes to refugees and asylum seekers, their safety is our priority. to get them to a safe place where they can stay and wait for whatever documents they need to go to the place they need to be, to pay for their airplanes. All of these, I need you to buy my tacos. Okay? We need to do this together. I personally don't like to be asking all the time for money because I know, right? But I can work and I can make good food. So please support us in that and supporting our community. Just recently we had a family from Cuba, Muslims from Cuba. There's Muslims everywhere.
Yep.
If you want to go and meet them, be my guest. I would love to go to Latin America anytime for no reason, to any place. Let's go and meet more Muslims over there. We were working with them for about 2 years before they decided to leave Cuba. When they left Cuba, when they made it to the border in Mexico, and all the way until they make their last stop to Florida, where they went. We did all of that with the support of the community, only the Muslim community, not other community help. And we did that only because you support us, right? When you buy our tacos, it's not only about our income, which is good that we get some of this income, but we use the income that we get mostly to support other people in their journeys to make it safe to the States or Canada or wherever they need to go. I think, yeah.
Thank you, mashallah. No, so yeah, and part of that work, we also have a section of work about Islam in the Americas, which is how do we get out of just a U.S. based, because part of the war on terror has also been to tell us that no, you're American Muslims, you're Canadian Muslims, you're British Muslims, and even within like circles of philanthropy and these people awarding money to major nonprofits and these things like we're a part of, there's this conversation around, oh well, we're not really interested in Muslim diasporas, and you understand why, because then we have to talk about Palestine. Then we have to talk about all these places that we're from, where the United States has war with, right? And so if we have a more regional identity and can support in the development of this community, then there'll be, rather than, and there's an amazing statistic. Half of the Muslims in the the Americas live in the United States and Canada. The other half live in Latin America and in the Caribbean, right? So that shows how big our community is. That's about 20 million people. So, and we have a long ways to go with supporting those communities. And so I wanted to talk real quick about all of the companies that are featured on this list. And to find the list, if you just Google global Muslim startups, it should be the top link, is the 2024 list.